let's get into it. UFC 269, Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier. Live from the T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. And the main event card starts at 10 o'clock on pay-per-view. So everybody knows out there, the early prelims start at 6:15 on ESPN Plus. So this is a big fight card. I think this is a really important fight card. Hold on, I got some construction workers up here. But I think this is a really important fight card for some fighters' UFC careers, actually. And I got about 4 or 5 fights I want to go over. Obviously, we're going to go over the co-main. We're going to go over the main event. But there's one fight on the prelims I want to go over. And then I think 3 fights on the main. So maybe 4 fights I'm going to actually pull over up here. I made some notes because I did a lot of research on this card and just some things that I found to be interesting when I was doing my research. So I made some notes. I got some information here I want to go over. So let me just pull up here. I'm just going to park so I'm not driving and trying to read. And get a drink of water. So hope everyone out there is having a great day. If you guys are new here, if you like the content, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and definitely leave comments below. Let me know what you guys think about the fights this weekend and some of the information I'm going to go over with you guys. So let me get my paperwork here, my handy dandy paperwork I made. So just some things I want to go over. So the first fight I want to review. The first fight I want to review is the Dominick Cruz. This is on the prelims. It's Dominick Cruz. He's ranked number 9, bantamweight division, 135 pounds. So Dominick Cruz versus number 8, Pedro Munhoz. So this is on the prelims. Something I found interesting in this card, which I guess I didn't realize. We all know Dominick Cruz, or most of us know Dominick Cruz has been around a long time. You know, Dominick Cruz's record, his overall record is 23-3. I was like, damn, that's pretty impressive, man. So, but get into this. I think this is a very important fight for Dominick Cruz. He needs this. He's ranked number 9, so he needs this fight to stay in the top 10, to stay ranked in the top 10. And if he's really going to have a chance to move up in the division, maybe fight for the title again, he needs to start moving in that direction right now. He's saying right now in the UFC embedded that that's his goal. You know, he's not here to be a gatekeeper. He is here to move up and fight for the belt. He's 36 years old. So this is a very important fight. And then with Pedro, another thing I found. Pedro has lost 3 of his last 4 fights. So he's 35 years old. So if he doesn't win this fight, that would be losing, 4 out of your last 5? UFC career could be on the line for him. That's what I said. I think, diving into this card, I was like, wow, this is obviously it's a big card, last pay-per-view of the year, but this is a very big card, important card for a lot of fighters on the card. So getting into the quick, I like to just touch base on the betting odds on this, just so you know, for some of you out there that might like that. And I enjoy checking out the betting line on it. So as of right now on the UFC website, that's where I get them. I'm just pulling the odds right off the UFC website. It's a pick'em fight. They got them both minus 110. So they got them both minus 110. So I don't know. I think it's a huge fight. It's an important fight for both of their careers. I did want, so just speaking of Dominick Cruz's career, I pulled up his stats here. This guy, Dominick Cruz, has 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. Since entering the UFC, he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is 6-2 since coming to UFC. He's been in the UFC for 10 years. 6-2, only 8 fights in the last 10 years. You know, we all know Dominick Cruz has gone through a lot of injuries. So great fighter. I'm a fan of Dominick Cruz. I love his fighting style. Completely unique. No one else fights like him. But, so it's a big win. So he does only have 1 win out of his last 3 fights. He lost to Cody Garbrandt in 2016, lost to Henry Cejudo 2020, and then he beat Casey Kenny in this year, March 6th of 2021. So I think this is a big fight for Dominick. He's got an impressive career. Go check out his stats. Completely ridiculous. Beat a lot of big names. So, but I do think this is a very important fight. If he wants to stay in the top 10, he's ranked number 9. If he wants to stay in the top 10, he needs this fight. So, next fight I want to jump on to here. I want to take a look at, let's see. How do I get this in order? All right, so we're going to jump into the main card. So on the main card here, we got Sugar O'Malley versus Paiva. Is it Paiva? Paiva? Paiva. So sorry about the name on that. This is another 135-pound bantamweight division fight. One thing researching this fight, I was kind of surprised, and I saw this week, O'Malley's not ranked. So he is not ranked yet. He has a complete professional career of 14-1, and I believe his UFC record is 5-1. So I just was a bit surprised when I saw he's 5-1 in the UFC and he's not ranked yet. Now he is fighting the guy that's ranked number 15 right now. So he definitely has a chance. If he wins, he's moving up. He will be ranked after this weekend if he wins. So this is I think this is a really important fight for him. So he will be going, I think, 2022. If he wins this fight, he's going to go into 2022. And we all know O'Malley. O'Malley's a great entertainer. You know, he makes people want to watch. He makes people, he brings eyeballs to the event. There's no doubt about it. It's why, look at this guy's not ranked. He's fighting a number 15 fighter, and he's on the main card. So there's a reason for that. He's a very entertaining guy. So I actually hope he wins. I'm pulling for him. I like watching him. He's a lot of fun. And I think it's important for him, and it's important for the UFC for him to move up just because of how entertaining he is. So if he wins this fight, I think 2022 is going to be a really important and big year for him in his career. He's 27 years old, so it's time to start moving and shaking. So on the odds on this fight, O'Malley is a big favorite in this fight. He is a minus 305 compared to Paiva is a plus 240. So O'Malley is a big favorite on this fight. So it's going to be a good fight. It's on the main card. So I am really looking forward to that. And yeah, just talking about, real quick, going back to O'Malley's UFC career. So his first real fight in the UFC was in 2018. He won. In 2020, he won. 2021, he won. 2020, he lost. That's when he fought Marlon Vera. And then this year already, he has 2 wins against Almeida. So and another one, Chris Matano. Matano. That was in July. So if he wins this one, that'll be 3 victories in 2021. We got to get this guy ranked. I mean, I personally believe if he wins this one, let's say Dom loses, I'd like to either maybe see Dominick and him fight, or I'd like to see Sugar Shane. If Sugar wins this fight, I'd like to see Sugar Shane in the top 10. Let me know what you guys think on that. Let me know who you guys got on that. Next one. So just a couple here. I just want to go over just some fights I found interesting. I saw some interesting stats on. I think this is a career fight right here. I think this is a UFC career fight, I should say. We got France versus Cody Garbrandt, 125-pound flyweight division. This is Cody's first flyweight fight. So Cody's always fought at bantamweight. This is his first flyweight fight. So he's cutting down to 100. He's got to make that 125-pound cut. And then just looking at Cody's recent UFC records, I think this fight could be, I think this fight might be whether or not we continue to see Cody in the UFC. So just looking at Cody's stats here recently, Cody has one win since December of 2016. So he is 1 and 4. He is 1 and 4 in his last 5 fights. So his last win was June 6th of 2020. So what, we're looking at a year and a half, over a year and a half since he's won. And then prior to that, his last win was on the Amanda Nunes Ronda Rousey card back on December 30th, 2016. So I think this is, I think this very well could be a UFC, keep your UFC contract for Cody. Let me know what you guys think on that. So now, as far as the odds go, I found it interesting that I think, let's see, Cody is the favorite. He is a minus 155, and France is the underdog at a plus 135. And I did find it interesting, Cody making his flyweight debut, has only won 1 out of his last 5 fights, and he's going into this fight the favorite. So let me know what you guys think of that. I found that kind of interesting. I found it kind of surprising. So huge fight for Cody. I think Cody has to win this fight. I think it's a must win for Cody. Now, moving on. We're going to move on right now, right here to the co-main event. This is the champ, Amanda Nunes versus number 3 ranked Julianna Pena, 135 women's bantamweight division. Obviously, fights for the bantamweight championship. I think we all know who the favorite is, but just to give you an idea of how much of a favorite Amanda Nunes is in this fight, as of right now, Amanda is a minus 900 favorite, and Pena is a underdog of plus 600. So if you feel Pena is gonna pull off, I think if Pena won this fight, I think it would end up being, I think that would have to be the biggest upset in UFC history, right? Like, what other fight would be bigger? Amanda or Holly Holm knocking out Ronda Rousey? Trying to think of maybe another fight that would be a bigger upset than this. I think this might be the biggest upset of all time. If Pena can pull this off, let me know what you guys think. If there's any fights I'm missing. But that would be a huge upset. I don't know how Pena gets it done. Amanda Nunes is a beast, and she's a big woman. I mean, she's going to cut to 135, but I think when she steps into that octagon Saturday night, I bet she's probably going to weigh 155. Right around there, 150 to 160. She's a big woman, so I just don't see how Pena gets it done. Just looking at just some quick numbers, going to go over just some quick numbers. Pena has lost 2 out of her last 4 fights, so she's 500 in her last 4 fights. It's going to be a tough one. So they're not no disrespect. She lost back in 2017. Pena lost to Valentina Shevchenko. Nothing to be ashamed of there. Valentina's a beast. One of the best fighters of all time. She beat Nico Montano. That was in 2019. She lost to Jermaine Durandamine. And then this year, January of this year, so almost a year ago, she beat Sarah McMahon. So big fight for Pena. it would be a massive upset. So I don't know how she gets it done. I don't see how she gets it done. You guys let me know. Anyone out there thinks she's going to pull the upset? Let me know if you think she's going to pull the upset. And then talking on that, I pulled up Amanda Nunes' stats. Amanda Nunes' stats are absolutely ridiculous. She has won. She's on a 12-fight win streak. 9 of those are title fights. And she has not lost. Amanda Nunes has not lost since September 27th of 2014. That was against Kat Zingano. That is her only loss in the UFC. She only has 2 losses since January 7th of 2011. That's 10 years. She only has 2 losses in the last 10 years. And in the last 10 years, she has fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 fights in the last 10 years. This is her 18th fight in the last 10 years. And she has only lost 2 times and only 1 time in the UFC. I didn't know that. I mean, I know she's a beast, and I know she's been tearing it up, and I know she's been holding this belt, but she has been holding the belts here since she beat Miesha Tate July 9th, 2016. 5 years. So just ridiculous stats for Amanda Nunes. If she's not the best, she's arguably the best pound for pound fighter of all time. She is her and Valentina Shevchenko, but if you look at Amanda Nunes stats and Valentina Shevchenko, but argument can be had. You're talking about the GOAT right here. Amanda Nunes might be the GOAT. Let me know what you guys think between Amanda Nunes and Valentina Shevchenko. So I think they fought. Let me look at this real quick. I think they fought before, right? Yes, Amanda won. They fought in 2017. They fought twice because that was Valentina Shevchenko too. Amanda actually has beat her both times. So, well, you know what? Amanda's beat her both times. So I'm going to put Amanda number 1, best woman fighter of all time. Valentina Shevchenko number 2. They have met each other twice, and both time Amanda won the first time by decision. That was a 3-round fight. And then the first time they fought was March 5th, 2016. That was a unanimous decision, 3-round fight. Second time they fought was September 9th, 2017. That was a split decision, 5-round fight. So tough fights. Valentino's tough. So, Amanda didn't finish either one as far as knock her out or submit her, but she did win both. So now on to the main event of the night. We have 155-pound lightweight champ Charles Oliveira, number 1 contender, and former interim champ Dustin Poirier. So I'll get right into the betting odds on this one real quick. As far as the betting odds on this fight, as of right now, Dustin is minus 160 favorite, and Charles is a plus 140 underdog. So pretty close odds, minus 160, plus 140. But Dustin is the favorite. And then I just wanted to go over some numbers. I'm going to go over some stats on Dustin first that I was like, wow, holy smokes. This guy has been on a tear. So let's see. His UFC career, he is 20-6. He is 7-1 in the last 4 years. So in the last 4 years, since November 11th of 2017, so basically 4 years exactly, 4 years and a month, he is 7-1. And in that 7-1, check out some of the names this guy has beat. So I'm going to start at the bottom, 2017, Anthony Pettis. Then he beat Justin Gaethje, 2018. Then he beat Eddie Alvarez, 2018. Then he beat Max Holloway, 2019. That's when he got the interim belt. Then he lost to Khabib, which, no, nothing wrong with that. Everybody did. Then he came back. 2020 beat Dan Hooker. 2021 this year beat Conor McGregor back to back. So his career is, looking at his stats, this guy's career is ridiculous. He beat, like I said, he beat Conor McGregor twice. And the last time he lost to Conor McGregor, that was all the way back in 2014. So this guy's been on an absolute tear. He's been in the UFC 10 years. So he came in the UFC first fight January 1st, 2011. But I just thought out of his last 8 fights, the people this guy's fought and the people he has beat, extremely, extremely impressive. So, and then on over to Charles Oliveira. He's on a 9-fight winning streak. His last loss was December 2nd, 2017 against Paul Felder. He got TKO by elbows. Paul Felder, December 2nd, 2017. He has not lost since then. He took the belt this year. It was an open belt, so he beat, everyone knows, he beat Michael Chandler. That was May 15th, 2021. Now, I will say, looking at this, what really stood out to me, and maybe why I see why Dustin's the favorite a little bit. And all UFC fights are tough, so I'm not knocking anybody. You take the path you're given, and all fights are tough. There's no such thing as an easy fight in the UFC. But when you look at Charles's last 9 wins, he has beat Clay Guido, Christos Giagos, Jim Miller, David Tamer, Nick Lentz, Jarrett Gordon, Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson, and Michael Chandler. Some really good fight. Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, no doubt about it. Clay Guida, guy's a gamer, but that's who he has beat. And like I said, let's compare that just to Dustin's last 7 fights. Anthony Pettis, Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, Max Holloway, Dan Hooker, Conor McGregor. So you got the champ and Oliveira, but when you look at who Dustin has beat over his last 8 fights, pretty damn impressive. Very impressive. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this card. I think this is an important card, like I said, for some fighters' careers, and it should be a great card. Leave your comments below. Let's get into it. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's have some fun, and I will talk to you guys soon.